Welcome back to Dow Twang. I'm Dave. We got a blues riff here. It's just kind of a Texas style thing, but it also has a little bit of that gypsy minor, feel to it. Hope I can use that term in a culturally respectful way. To me, it feels like that Stefan Grappelli kind of, natural minor, but also diminished stuff over that dominant 7 chord. And, I guess I've somehow labeled that gypsy. I don't know. But we're going to have 2 parts on this one. So in a couple of days, we're going to, kind of put that E7 chord under the microscope a little bit more and look at stuff that we can do on that turnaround part melodically. Today, we're going to stick with A minor pentatonic most of the way, or all the way, and specifically this business of climbing through these positions of a pentatonic scale to get from this register to this one. Okay, and more specifically, in this manner. And here's kind of the exercise version of it. Okay, and I did that pretty straight up in that demo at the beginning, right? But I'm also going to, after we learn that, I'm going to give you some ideas of how you can take parts and portions of that and mix and match it to make tons of other licks. And really, in a kind of using a simple program, for many of you, probably up level your not just knowledge of the fretboard, but your sound of blues improvisation. Okay, so let's look at the lick first, real quick. The riff, and here's what the guitar part is on that backing track. Okay. Now, right away, I just want to point this out real quickly. You're probably thinking A major, because that's what that is. That's what that looks like. Only playing down here these 3 strings. There's nothing included in that's except roots and fifths. Root, fifth, and another root. Now, when I go up here, there's that ZZ, that Texas sound, right there. It is a minor third. Down here, it's neither major nor minor. There's no third to define it, right? But when I come up here, okay. And see, when I play that full minor chord, it sounds square. It sounds like, ooh, no, it's not. It's not like that. It's that rock. It's that. Right. So there's a little peek into sometimes when you see something, we watch a lot of videos and stuff, right? And it's like, that, you might, unless you really pick apart what notes are being played there with your ear, hard to tell exactly what chord it is. So minor pentatonic doesn't mean that all of that doesn't mean that you can only play a minor pentatonic over a minor scale, a major. As we know, those are quite interchangeable, and that's really an important part of using pentatonics is blending them and stuff. So it's not that. It's just kind of knowing what is going on with your chord progression, right? And in this case, minor pentatonic is going to work out well for you. So let me turn this track on. And here would be just a warm-up, just with any kind of minor pentatonic, blues scale stuff. Okay. Whatever you got going on will be great. Now, here's the thing specifically. Now, don't be afraid to lean on your roots and stuff too. We're always talking about chord tones and trying to make tastier choices about our notes. That's great, and that's important. But sometimes with this really roots rocky stuff, don't be afraid to just get in there and land on that root because it just sounds good. For the A, and when it goes up to the E. That's just good riffing, right? So, and this kind of feel, it's nice to kind of be able to hang out and just sort of dig in to roots and fifths like that. Now, since I mentioned the fifth, here's the first little part of that climbing pattern. There's a lot of the notes E in there. Now here, if I don't bend it, the note's D. It's like a flat seven of the E, or a kind of a more of a pentatonic related sound over the A. So don't worry about the analysis on that so much, but you can bend it or not. Right? Both of those notes are going to be in that pentatonic scale. Now, you want to be able to pull it off up here too. I usually use my ring finger, but when I slowed it down, I noticed I just kind of unconsciously moved over to my pinky. Not sure why. Either one will work. My ear wants me to kind of go up to that A, So you can bend it like that too. So that's a good little lick in and of itself. All right. Now, everything in this climbing pattern is the same notes that are in that minor pentatonic sequence, just going up in positions on the same string set instead of playing in a purely vertical manner. Here's what I mean. Now I slid into him that time. Here it is without the sliding in. Use your ears along with your eyes. Now, that's the sequence, right? And then I'm going to show you some different embellishments and stuff you can do with that. And if you do a little side work on this, you can verify that all of those notes are the same notes that are in the continuous sequence of A minor pentatonic, like this. Spend a little time, do a little investigate. Don't take my word for everything, right? Or the tab or wherever it's coming from. Get in there and investigate. You'll find how elegantly all of this stuff fits together. Now, here's the move again. Okay. When I get up here, I'm just kind of closing it with another little lick. The nuts and bolts of this are the climbing part, the mapping of it. Now, I could slide. I like to bend this one. Then I like to slide that one. Because see how that fits? How it moves your hand right where you want to be? And here you can take notice of the fingering that I'm using. Especially on this part. Use your middle finger. Now I got some good news for you. The next two, the final two, is that same maneuvers up here. Okay, if you have to back it up or figure out where. Wait a minute, what frets it on? There's no diagram. Don't panic. Here's the thing: you're gonna know by the way it sounds. Okay. And then just kind of going slower or just whatever makes sense for you. Everything doesn't have to be, 16ths right off the bat, right? Let's put this track on and just kind of. Oh, look, and if we bend it up there at the end, we can land on E up here again, right? That works for both chords. Put some extra little bends in there. You got to do the experimentation yourself. Right. I love it when you get hung up, doing something just weird that you've never done. I just did it right there. That's not one of my moves, but I was, I'm in my headspace. I'm, putting myself in your perspective, right? I'm like, hey, the voice in the mic said to investigate. So I started investigating, right? I don't have all this stuff figured out every time that I'm showing you, right? So that's the meat and potatoes of it. And the rest of it is just stuff that you're doing and feeling and evolving with in your own kind of feeling of the blues, of that scale, that essential, almost sort of innate attraction that we have to that sound of the blues scale. It's just one of the, I don't know, there's just something really, magical about that in terms of it's just like it's already in your body. We're just trying to pick up musical instruments to try to, get something going with it, express it or something, right? So look out for part 2. We're going to break that down with a little bit of that natural minor scale and put a couple slicker little moves in there for the turnaround. But, let me know how this one goes, and I'll see you in a couple days. Thank you.